Ontario, California, it's Foobar Sports.
Hey everybody, welcome to Foobar Sports. I'm your host Josh with your friends the Foo. Hey Foo.
Hey, what's up, man?
And Josie on the mix.
Hi everybody!
You can follow us at our Foobar Sports group on Facebook and on FoobarShow.com, where we have our regular flagship show.
That's
So we got plenty to talk about here with the draft.
No, we don't.
We don't? No?
No, we
Why
don't.
not, Phil?
No.
Is it a
What?
vulgar
Just
Raiders?
pretend it didn't happen.
Oh, I
Well,
know
what
the
happened?
I know the Raiders. A lot of Raiders fans.
What happened to
wanna
your
pretend.
team, and what did they do this time?
Well, I mean, the draft itself started off pretty much how a lot of, experts and scouts had predicted, with Kyler Murray going number 1 to the Arizona Cardinals.
Which, actually, sorry to interrupt, but about 2 months ago, he was projected like number 10 or 11.
I had him. I said he was going to go number 1 a month ago because you even were like, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah." Cliff Kingsbury, man, guy's been scouting him ever since he's been in high school.
True.
And has always wanted him on his team, but has never been able to get him. And then now he got him.
Yeah.
But it really made controversy for the other quarterback that was drafted last year at number 10, Josh Rosen. He was their original starter last year, and so they were wondering what the hell, what they were going to do. There was talks that Rosen wasn't happy that they drafted another quarterback because he thought the job was his, and then everyone, like from analysts on ESPN to NFL Network, Steve Smith called out this kid for like unfollowing the team on Instagram and
What the fuck?
and Twitter. Yeah,
He just got pretty bitter about it. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, he had not a great year last year because
Yeah.
he didn't have a good team around him.
the Cardinals were a terrible team all around, so it didn't
And there's
help.
a reason why they brought in a new coach.
Yes, exactly. But he did leave on a good note by like leaving a video congratulating Kyler and like saying farewell to the Cardinals fans, and then offering to give Kyler his apartment in Miami, or I'm sorry, in Arizona when he moves to Arizona. So it was all good taste. So I mean, he ended up getting traded to the Dolphins in the 3rd round, I believe,
For a third round pick.
for a 3rd round pick.
Devalues him and probably
Tremendously.
pisses him off so much.
Do you really think he'll do anything in Miami though?
If you talk, or if you listen to any kind of sports analyst or review they have of him, he is one of he has a very high IQ level. So they're saying he'll figure it out somehow. He's too intelligent and understands football too much to not at least be good.
Oh, because he's too smart for the game of football.
He's the chosen one. too.
Jesus, get off your fucking high horse, stupid bro.
Hey, guess who said that? Guess who said that?
Who said
Keyshawn
it?
Johnson.
Oh fuck, Keyshawn.
Yeah, exactly.
Keyshawn's been on thin ice with me lately, supporting Clay Helton. Come on, you stupid motherfucker, get out of the fucking family and fucking pick a new head coach for the fucking Trojans.
You guys should just sign him to a 20-year contract.
Who?
Clay Helton.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Do it.
No.
Come on.
Fuck you.
Who loves this guy?
I don't know who you guys are talking about.
USC football.
Oh.
Yeah.
Their head
college
coach.
football.
Well, I'll be over here.
Yeah. Well, anyways, continuing with the draft, the Niners picked Nick Bosa at Ohio State, number 2.
I expected him to go number 2.
Yeah, I did too. Quinnen Williams from Alabama went number 3 to the Jets, which, I mean, kind of fits because he's a fucking beast of a defensive tackle. He just kind of whenever you see film of him, he just slides in between the linemen like nothing. Like, he looks super slippery, and he was one of the best defensive tackles. Slippery snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the best defensive tackles in this draft.
A good move by the Jets.
Yeah. So some other players that were supposed to be the best ones were Josh Allen, who from Kentucky, who was supposed to originally go number 4. And then also you had players like Devin White, who was, also supposed to go within top 5. God. But you know what the Raiders did? You know what the Raiders said? They said, no, we're not going to listen to any of your mock drafts, and we're not even going to listen to our own scouts.
Yeah, and
we're going to pick a guy that's rated all the way at the 32nd pick at number 4.
To be fair, Foo.
No fairness. Where's the fairness?
To be fair, Gruden said he would surprise everyone,
And he sure
And
as
he
shit
fucking
did.
came through on his promise. So at least he's a man of his word.
Yeah.
Football related, a little upset.
He picked Clellan
Farrell
from Clemson, defensive end.
Okay.
And
he's the guy who said, "Yo, if you want to go Clemson,
if you want to come to
you
Death
play for
Valley,
a coach,
come to Death Valley, come to Clemson." Like he was yelling after the.
he's like, come for a coach, you'll make you dance like you dance. Yeah,
That's what he said.
That's
what he
that's
said.
pretty
Is that a
much
direct quote?
yeah.
from the Foo. Per reports of the Foo.
Who I was there at the national championship.
Oh wow.
But you know what? The Raiders weren't the only ones to turn heads. So I won't bash on your Raiders that much. Because the fucking Giants did something I think was way worse. They picked Daniel Jones from Duke. Duke University, a primarily lacrosse / basketball team, finally has a top 6 pick in the NFL.
How'd that
draft.
happen?
This guy named Daniel Jones from Duke. He's a quarterback that was coached by
The same coach who coached Eli.
and coached Peyton.
Oh wow. So this guy knows what he's doing.
So that's what a lot of people were saying, and
They're saying that actually Peyton advised him he should go to the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't think it was a good move because
To
he
help
had
his little brother out or what?
to take over for his brother at some point. But because they passed on a guy like Dwayne Haskins from Ohio State, who was, I believe, a far better candidate. There was a statistic, Fu, I don't know if you can find it for me, where they compared Daniel Jones and Dwayne Haskins statistics over the past year, their past college career. Daniel Jones was a 4-year starter at Duke, and Dwayne Haskins only started 2 seasons for Ohio State. But Haskins had more yards, a higher touchdown to interception ratio, and a higher completion percentage and quarterback rating than Daniel Jones, who overall still had like a pretty good, he still had pretty good statistics, but nothing compared to the ability that Haskins had. Because Haskins is supposed to be a more mobile quarterback and can still throw it down, sling it down the field, and with deadly accuracy. But a lot of people were, I believe, were just too enamored with the whole fact that this guy was coached by, I think his name was Dave Sutcliffe or something to that effect. And just because he was coached by former Peyton Manning and Eli Manning, just coach.
it was pretty much like a product of that Manning system.
Yeah.
Which is why they wanted him.
And it's funny seeing all the reactions all weekend, pretty much all week since it happened in all the sports world. Like Max Kellerman, who's a notorious New York Giants fan, he used to be here in LA on Max and Marcellus on ESPN 710. He was like so upset and pissed off. He's like, I'm so angry at the Giants right now. I told them not to do this. And even when it happened, like during the actual draft, all the fans that were there were just like, "What the fuck, Daniel Jones?"
No way.
Yeah, like everyone just had
like
their
a shitty
hands.
reception.
Yeah, everyone had their hands on
all
their
the
head,
Giants
like,
fans,
what
dude,
the
they were
fuck?
pissed.
And they showed a video of Dwayne Haskins in his house. When Dwayne Haskins heard the Giants pick Daniel Jones, he just looked down.
He saw the live update and he started
laughing
like a smirk.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and then but Dwayne,
I like Max Kellerman, by the way, dude. That guy keeps it real
all the
yeah.
time. Especially
All
in
of the
boxing.
time.
I love him on sideline on
He
the
doesn't
ringside.
give a fuck.
No,
dude.
not at all, dude.
He goes to the middle of the ring, conducts an interview, just pretty much just pointing out all the fuck ups that you've done.
He's like, "Hey, I'm calling you out. Explain yourself."
Yeah, really?
like, what's the meaning of all this?
What makes you think this is right?
Yeah.
No, Max Kellerman's a fucking...
He's a beast.
He's a beast,
G,
man.
dude.
I
He's
love
a
him.
G.
I love him. I always support his ass. And you know what? I'm so happy as an Eagles fan that the Giants did something this stupid. It makes my
Not
heart
only
warm.
that, the pick we had before the Eagles too, we should have had that pick.
Which
The
one?
running back.
Who's we, man?
The Raiders.
Of course.
We picked a fucking running back when we needed to pick a fucking lineman.
Yeah, so the Eagles jumped up to number 22, the 22 pick. They made a trade with the Ravens, and they picked Andre Dillard from Washington State, who's a badass like outside tackle.
Yeah.
Really good.
And there was talks that they could potentially get this running back Josh Jacobs, who's supposedly the top running back in the draft from Alabama. But the Raiders ended up picking him, which honestly, dude, I don't hate that pick. I think Josh Jacobs is a good pickup for you guys because he's more versatile. He can catch and he can run behind in between the tackles.
Yeah.
It's just his health. I think that was one of the main concerns. But the Raiders don't really have a line, so yeah, I probably would have been.
That's why I was like, "Fuck, we really needed a lineman, and we could have just tried to sign somebody."
Well, then in your third pick, because you guys had the number 4 pick, the 24 pick, and the 27 pick, and you went again the complete opposite way. You went Jonathan Abram from Mississippi State, a safety. So yeah, the Raiders had a very somewhat questionable draft,
right,
at least with its first pick and maybe even its second pick. But a lot of experts are just shitting on the Raiders right now. They gave them a C grade overall in the draft based off of their prospects. Again,
because we fucked up the number 4 pick is why we got
requires
the C.
improvement. Foo.
Yeah, but you know what?
Meets standard.
Yeah,
minimum.
You got to see.
It's really hard.
C's make degrees.
It's really hard to tell what's going to happen with these players in this draft. Like some players that are really low graded, all of a sudden are badasses. Like you get undrafted players that blow up the league.
The AFC Rookie of the Year last year, undrafted.
That's right.
Philip Lindsay.
That's right.
So you never know. You never know with these goddamn picks. It's all a guess in the end game. So
yeah. Philip Lindsay was actually a pretty much walked on undrafted, or he walked on at Colorado State or Colorado University where he went in Boulder, and then he pretty much went undrafted to the Denver Broncos in his home state. So he never left home.
Oh shit!
This guy's a starting running back now for the Denver Broncos.
He won Rookie of the Year,
and he won Rookie of the Year.
What the fuck?
Yeah, this guy's a badass too. Like, did you see that wide receiver that was drafted by the Seahawks, DK Metcalf?
No.
He looks like he's gonna be badass from Ole Miss. But there was I guess pre-draft during a scouting visit with the Seattle Seahawks. Pete Carroll, or I guess DK Metcalf, walked into the interview or whatnot without a shirt.
Okay.
I guess some of the coaches told him, "Hey, go in there without a shirt. Mess with Pete. I bet you anything, Pete will take his off right after." So then, sure enough, Pete Carroll took off his shirt and conducted the rest of the interview shirtless with the kid.
Fucking bros, dude.
What the fuck,
dude? That's Pete Carroll, man. Thought that was a pretty funny story from the draft, but other than that, it was. I think it was pretty underwhelming. I was excited with what my Eagles did with getting the running back from Penn State, Miles Sanders, and that Stanford wide receiver, Arcega Whiteside, that big ass 6'8" wide receiver. Yeah, I think the Eagles look like we're gonna be okay next year. We're gonna be okay. I think
they just need a quarterback.
Wow, dude, we already got one. Well,
as I ponder,
speaking of playoffs, it's the NBA playoffs right now.
Foo, have you seen any games, Foo?
We just watched the Bucks and Celtics game.
We just watched the Celtics just give it to the Bucks.
Dude, like
bent them over.
No lube.
Yeah, dry.
Fistful, dude.
Oh, dude.
I saw Al Horford block 2 of Giannis's shots.
Oh, yeah, man. Like, see, the thing about the Bucks, if Giannis cannot drive the lane consistently, they can't do anything. Like if they have to play half court ball, you could see their weakness because they don't have a lot of shooters besides Chris Middleton and maybe Eric Bledsoe. But Eric Bledsoe's kind of iffy.
More a ball handler.
Yeah, exactly. And Giannis, though granted, Giannis hit 2 threes today. He was 2 for 4, I believe, which by his standards was impressive.
Great.
Yeah, because the guy he hasn't been able to shoot or had a history of having an outside shot for the last few years, and you could tell he's starting to try to develop it. It's going to take him a little longer. I think maybe next year, if he develops his shot, they'll definitely get to the NBA Finals. But I think the Celtics are just going to run away with this series.
Probably.
You think so, Fu?
Yeah.
I think Horford's on another level right now.
He's playing great and he's healthy, which is bad for Giannis.
Not only that, the Celtics also have Gordon Hayward, who's healthy, Kyrie Irving, who's healthy. They still have Jason Tatum and
Scary Terry
and Jason Brown. Like the Celtics are, if anything, right now, are showcasing the talent that they can give the the Pelicans for Anthony Davis.
Davis.
For Anthony Davis next
I
year.
really think that they're going to be able to execute that trade.
I think so too. I don't think the Lakers
God,
are
go
going to
down,
make
huh?
that.
And that kind of throws a wrench in plans too, because that means Kyrie will either be Boston or New York.
No, they said he's not going to go back to Boston at all.
Oh.
He doesn't want. He's not staying in
So
Boston.
the Lakers stand a chance.
We have a chance. That's why. Even if the Celtics go to the finals, I think Kyrie just does not feel welcome in Boston. I've heard
Why
a
is
lot.
that?
There's a history.
And it's crazy. It's not been even a full year yet. Excuse me. He's criticized the young guys a lot, like excessively when they've gone in losing streaks, and then after their first couple of instances like that, I think it happened twice. Kyrie got hurt and sat out like 8 games or something.
Yeah, and the young
Celtics
guys
won
balled
7-1.
Dang.
And they were like blowing people out.
Yeah.
So
And a lot of the young guys don't respond well to Kyrie because they see Kyrie as an equal. They don't see him as like a vet. And Kyrie tries to act like an old vet.
yeah,
that's
he's
trying to like dominate.
He's trying to dictate leadership, but I think Al Horford is more of a leader.
Oh, him and Marcus Morris.
Yeah,
I believe
exactly.
are more leaders than Kyrie.
A little more respected and veteran, and they've been playing in the league a while. But Kyrie, I mean, fuck, man, like he is a great player though, but they're just not responding to him.
I
with
think
the style.
I think if he does come to the Lakers, it definitely will be his team going forward.
LeBron has to. God damn it, we're talking about LeBron now.
Yeah,
LeBron has to. LeBron has to tell Kyrie, and not just tell him, but he actually has to do it and say, "Dude, you have the reins. Like, I'm here to help you win a chip now."
Yeah, definitely. But let's move on to the other teams in the playoffs. You saw, which I think was one of the best series to watch, the Trailblazers against the Thunder, and it was only a good series to watch because you saw Damian Lillard and Russell Westbrook go at it like two enemies, like legit enemies. Like I have not seen a series like that in years,
and
where two players hated each other.
I loved it.
Yeah,
it was so good.
great.
It was entertaining as fuck.
Great basketball, great great TV. But honestly, that's all fucking Russell Westbrook being a fucking punk, dude.
Dude, yeah, like I was
He's
watching.
such a little.
I was
bitch.
watching interviews.
God.
I was watching interviews of Damian Lillard, talking about this whole thing. He's just like, look, man, I'm cool. Like, I'm always like laid back. I won't say nothing. But if you're on the other side of me doing a rockabye baby cradle as in my own house, we're going to have problems, man. Because, dude, Damian Lillard's from Oakland. Like, he don't fuck around, man.
Right.
That guy's like, he'll get down to
He
business.
keeps the reels.
But
food.
Russell Westbrook just is the type of guy that just talks shit. Like, that's all he wants to do is just talk shit, and he cries when shit doesn't go his way.
The whole fan thing was started by him. They need to have barriers around the court. It's like, shut up, dude.
He's
just like, nothing's been wrong with this until you started crying about it.
Yeah, he's the biggest crybaby in the league, I think. No more crybaby Davis.
He got like 3 or 4 years ago, he's the one who got that Philly fan kicked out. It was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you, like 2 fingers.
Dang.
And he was just like, can we do something about this guy?
And the
NBA kicked him out.
They kicked him out.
Meanwhile, that shit's been going on in the 80s and 90s.
Right.
So he's just he looks terrible.
No, not okay. So that's a touchy subject because should fans be able to go that fucking far at a game?
Well, I don't think so because it's supposed to be a family experience, is it not? I mean, you're supposed to be able to take your kids to a game.
Yeah, and for people, drunk assholes to just start yelling obscenities and start going, that's too far, dude.
You got a point.
Yeah, because
you got kids there, dude. Man,
look, even when our family members do that, I'm not cool with that. And you know which family member I'm talking about. I won't name names, but you know.
Which one, man?
It's his fantasy name has a T in it, but let's just go forward with that. Let's leave it at that. But yeah,
DJ No Chill.
That doesn't have a T in it.
That doesn't have a T in it, man.
I thought it did.
No,
TJ No Chill.
TJ.
Yeah, that's
Tijuana No Chill.
The very Mexican DJ. No.
That's when DJ No Chill enters
TJ.
TJ. Which, by the way, that would be a great way to start a party.
Son of a bitch.
Right. But the Trailblazers now are going to be going up. They finally won a series after how many years?
No, so
like
they
4
won
years?
No, 5 years, I think,
4
when
or
they
5
beat the
years,
Rockets.
right? Yeah. That was the last series they won.
Not one, I think, last meet. Oh, yeah, I think
Yeah,
you're
it was
right.
the last series they won. And this is pretty much the first postseason they've had 4 wins because they didn't even win a game like the last 2 years, I believe.
No, they were just swept each time.
They were swept each time. So finally, they're going to the second round, and they'll be facing the Denver Nuggets.
I think it's going to be a great matchup. They have Jamal Murray, right?
Yes, the Nuggets have Jamal Murray, Isaiah Thomas. I don't know if they have Moody. No, Moody is on the Knicks now.
Yeah, Moody, they traded him.
They traded him. Let me see who else we have. They have. But, yeah, what are your thoughts on that series in general between the Nuggets and Trailblazers, man?
I think Dame Lillard and McCollum are just going to swipe the floor with them.
Yeah, I mean, they also got Enes Kanter. You know, you got to remember that. Yeah,
he's a gritty guy.
And he helps kind of fill the void of when Yusuf Nurkic went down. That did hurt the Trailblazers a lot, though. Mm-hmm. But Kanter really came alive, especially against his old team, the Thunder.
Hell yeah.
In this last series. And then Evan Turner's still badass. Like, you can't forget about Evan Turner. He can still shoot post up, and he can still bust out the threes. So I wouldn't sleep on the Trailblazers at all. However, the Nuggets look good with the roster of Will Barton, who's one of their shooting guards. Pretty badass three-point shooter. Malik Beasley. That's the other kid for the second-year shooting guard out of Florida State. Mm-hmm. He was pretty good last year, and this year he started kind of coming into his own. They have Gary Harris, who's a former Spur, and then Nikola Jokic, the Joker, which is his moniker.
No one calls him that.
Really?
Yeah,
no
dude.
one calls him that.
That's all I ever see on the fucking on Facebook everywhere. What do you mean no one calls him that?
Why don't you like this guy, Foo?
That's a stupid nickname.
Oh, great.
The Joker.
Okay.
That's what they call him, man.
Does he look like the Joker at all, or like what?
No.
The fuck's
No,
going
they
on
actually
with this?
on ESPN they put a poster like they were putting movie posters, but with NBA players on them, and they put Nikola Jokic as in the Joker, the one where it's the new Todd Phillips poster, where it's Joaquin Phoenix holding his head up. You just see Nikola Jokic holding his head up like during that poster. And that's
Dude, TNT is fucking creative as fuck, dude. When Foo, I don't know if you know this, when they're playing a series elimination game and the eliminated team loses, so they're out. In the NBA, when you lose in the playoffs, they say you go fishing. So they like always put some of the key figures of the team, like they Photoshop them onto like
a fishing boat,
and people like fishing and stuff, dude.
Or sometimes they'll be in fly fishing outfits in the lake, and you just see
them. Dude, yeah, they're so good with it.
It's great.
Part of this experience, Foo.
Yeah, TNT's always on point in the playoffs. I really wish they had the finals, but it always goes to ESPN. But yeah, the TNT would have had fun with it if they had the finals.
Hell to the yeah.
But we just got to take them while it lasts. Right now in the Western Conference, they have the Western Conference, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, the finals are on Channel 7, right? ABC.
Yeah, ABC and ESPN, but mostly ABC. They go on. Mm-hmm. And then one of the other next series is the Raptors and the Philadelphia 76ers. The Raptors actually lead right now 1-0. They just won 108-95. Mm-hmm. And I think the Raptors pretty much just punched their ticket to the conference finals.
Kawhi had 43, and the other guy, I forget. I saw at Sports Center trying to make up a clever nickname for him.
Which one for Pascal Siakam?
Yeah, they try to make.
What'd they say?
I forgot what it was. It totally was not a good one though. But yeah, he also had like 40 points.
Yeah, you know what? He's actually pretty good, too. Pascal Siakam, number 43. Mm-hmm. He was a pretty decent rookie last year, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he just came into his own.
Really developed this year.
Yeah, and then they have Marc Gasol. They got Marc Gasol as center.
He pulled that trade off.
Oh, dude, that was a badass trade for them. Kyle Lowry, though, I think is on his way out.
But he's a serviceable player still right now. So
Kyle Lowry is a great distributor, great ball distributor, and he can actually hit a nice three.
He's definitely
every once in a while.
They definitely need a strategy to replace him, though.
Yes, or at least get a new shooting guard, because if they lose Kawhi, they most likely will move on from Kyle Lowry. Yeah, they'll rebuild around Siakam, and they have Serge Ibaka still, and Danny Green. So yeah, I think the Raptors are going to win. I don't think they're going to sweep the Sixers. I think it'll go 6 games. I think the Sixers will pull out like at least 2 wins.
The Sixers are talented enough to make it a good series.
Yes.
I'll agree with you there.
But I think the matchup with Ben Simmons and Kawhi Leonard is not a favorable one for the Sixers.
Oh, not at all.
Not at all. Because Kawhi
can bring it to elite defense.
He has a 7'3" wingspan?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's only 6'8" and has a 7'3" wingspan. Ooh. And his hands, dude, like they almost wrap around a basketball entirely.
Yeah, he can catch the ball midair and just like rethrow it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, he's a beast.
It's like a tennis ball to him.
Yeah, it is.
Crazy,
it's like he's holding a baseball,
or even a softball.
Oh yeah,
just a little big, but he could still like full control.
Yep.
Crazy, man.
Dude, yeah, it's nuts. He's going to be a big
Make
draw.
more of him.
It's going to be interesting to see if he does come to the Clippers. Because he's still heavily rumored to come to the Clippers.
And the Clippers right now look like a favorable destination only
Dude, they
because
took the Warriors to 6 games?
They took the Warriors to 6 games. They still have Doc Rivers, which they signed to an extension.
Really?
Yeah, and
Jerry West is at the helm, VP.
Yeah, well, he's a consultant. Jerry West is a consultant.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
They
He's a special consultant.
Yeah, Lawrence Frank is the GM. And then they have someone else. I think Willie Jacobs or
By the way, who would have thought Lawrence Frank would jump from coach to GM?
Yeah, right? I didn't think he could do that. Like, I was surprised when I heard Lawrence Frank. I'm like, really?
But they have done great things.
Yeah, and then, dude, Steve Ballmer. Steve, goddamn you, balls. Goddamn you.
Fucking balls.
Balls, man. Good old balls.
He's got balls, dude. That's why.
Yep.
Okay. He should move to Seattle and bring back the...
No, dude. He's not leaving the LA market. He's going to try and take over the LA market, man. He's going to try everything in his power to take over LA.
He's got a shot because...
Push out the Lakers.
Because Lakers suck right now.
Not only that, and Lakers is running currently right now like a mom and pop shop. Like they don't run like
They're
a business.
rudderless.
Yeah, exactly.
They're very rudderless right now.
Yeah, Rob Pelinka alone in his little boat.
It's gonna be terrible.
Yeah, it is. Well, certainly last, but definitely not least, we got the Rockets against the Warriors on the West Coast, and right now, I think the Warriors look in trouble.
It's been a good little battle, though.
Did you hear what happened, Fu?
What?
It wasn't initially reported, but Clay and Steph were hurt last game.
Really?
Against the Clippers.
Oh, what happened there?
They hurt their ankles, both of them. Clay's is actually worse.
Did they roll it or what?
He might miss the game today.
He may miss the game tonight. Yeah. And there's a statistic that when ESPN actually put it up this morning on SportsCenter, that whenever James Harden goes up against another player, a player other than Steph Curry, he averages at least 29 points a game. When James Harden goes up against Steph Curry, however, he averages 53 points.
Jesus Christ!
Like, it is almost money against Steph Curry. And they showed highlights. Like, James Harden just has handles. He has those handles that he can just
move through them.
Yeah, he goes through them like nothing. He's always ball faking them. Or, like, right in his face, boom, he'll hit threes. Like, Steph just cannot guard James Harden.
Well, I mean, he's significantly larger than Steph, too.
Oh, yeah, he is. And he's faster. So that's going to be, I think, the key factor. If Clay is out for more than just this one game, if he's out again the next game, then I think the Warriors are in trouble, and I think the Rockets will probably go to the conference finals.
Wow.
I'm calling it right now. Rockets to the conference finals.
Ballsy move.
I'm doing it. And if I'm wrong, I owe you all a dab. That's including you listeners.
Do that anyway.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, who said I was?
Oh, he said suck it, dude.
Yeah, what do you think, Fu?
Is that what he said?
He did. Honestly, I think it can go to 7.
You think it can go to 7?
I think it's going to.
But you ultimately think Warriors?
I think they're going to do it. As much as I would love the Rockets to dethrone the Warriors, KD, man.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Yeah. But you know what, though, man? Harden is on that level now.
That's why
you have to give Harden
that. It can go to 7.
Yeah.
And it'll literally come down again. Can Chris Paul not get injured?
Yes, that's going to be the deciding factor. No, because last year when Chris Paul went down, that was pretty much it for the Rockets. Like I thought the Rockets were going to beat the Warriors last year. But once CP3 went down, you knew the writing was on the wall at that point. And I think that Chris Paul is definitely the deciding factor in these upcoming playoffs, because if he cannot if he succumbs to injury, definitely the Warriors are going to be going to the finals. But I don't think so.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, but I have a feeling there's something in my bones telling me that the Rockets are going to pull this off. I think Harden.
Food, Josh has bones.
I believe in the beard.
Shut up.
Well, Fu, I wanted to kind of get your opinion on one last thing. I know you have a very strong opinion on this subject of the Lakers head coaching search. And you do not like their coaching candidate of Ty Lue.
No, I don't.
Why? What is your
beef? I don't feel as if he has any significant qualifications other than previously coaching LeBron
and winning a championship.
Exactly.
So other than that, he's illegitimate.
You don't think he's legit after?
He's not part of the conversation at all.
There's been plenty of coaching vacancies this past offseason. Mm-hmm. He wasn't even called or considered.
Well, no, because he pretty much took the whole year off, because if he were to have signed with a team during the season, he would have had to cut his salary or the payment that he was due from the Cavs. Yeah, the Cavs actually owed him like $17 million. They were paying him for the whole year.
Damn.
So if he were to have signed with a team in the season, then he would have lost that money and he would have had to get a new contract. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty much why he waited till the off season to start interviewing with teams. And also he had health issues last year, so he kind of took this whole year off to kind of get himself healthy again. Yeah. So I kind of understand that you don't want another LeBron guy on the team, which is where you're kind of going with this.
See.
But the way I think of it, and I've heard a lot of people say this, from George Sedano to even Brian Windhorst and everyone, there was an interview. You guys can probably go on George Sedano's podcast. It was with him and Kendrick Perkins, former Celtic and Thunder guy, and he was on the Cavs for a little while too. He's friends with like LeBron, and he pretty much said on the interview that Bron doesn't want to have anything to do with decisions. That's just not what he does. He actually wants to avoid any type of decisions in the office, front office, and everything. He's like, he just wants to play a ball. Mm-hmm. And he's just like, and Ty Lue is the only coach I've ever seen that's been able to coach LeBron. Like, LeBron will question a call. He'll be like, no, we should do this. And then Ty Lue will pretty much tell him, no, sit your ass down. We've scouted this. We looked at it. This is the play we go from. If it breaks down, then we'll move along from there. Yeah. Like, he's the only coach that'll straight up tell that to LeBron, and LeBron will walk away and listen to him. So, like, that's honestly, and I think that's what we need. You look, dude, we have the best player in the league. Why not get a coach that fits him and that can still groom the upcoming players? Right. And, I mean, that only makes sense, too, for Kyrie to come, too. He coached Kyrie and LeBron. And if you're looking for the respect
of the young guys too, you gotta be able. It's like going to prison, man. You take out the biggest guy first, and the rest fall in line.
Yeah, and if Ty Lue could check the biggest guy on the team like LeBron, everyone else is gonna fall in line. And that was one of the main problems with Luke Walton last year, is that he couldn't check LeBron, and a lot of people saw that. Like, that's when Michael Beasley would confront him. I think I remember reporting on this that he confronted him in the locker room, and then they got rid of him. So, I'm not trying to convince you, Fu. You may have your feelings, and you may keep your feelings, knowing you, bitter Betty.
Wow. Dang.
Just kidding, Fu. Just kidding.
He's not kidding,
no, he's not.
Oh. got. But I say, why not, man? I say, why not? Because the only other candidate would be Monty Williams. And he would be a better candidate, I think, Monty Williams, he's the assistant coach for the 76ers. But there's a report also from Brad Turner from LA Times. He said that Monty Williams is really being looked at by the Phoenix Suns. So most likely he may take the job with the Suns, which pretty much only leaves the Lakers with the options of Ty Lue, Jason Kidd, and Juwan Howard. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, they're going to have to wait till after the season to go after some of the playoff teams, like other coaching candidates. Like, they can't pull anyone from the Warriors yet until they're done with their season. So, it's just looking all bad for the Lakers, man.
This is your fault.
Fuze, you actually had a story you wanted to bring up in sports,
if we're going to move on into MLB after all this, I noticed something earlier this week that made me just want to throw something at someone. It was pretty fucking stupid. I don't get it. And you guys are obviously going to shit on this, or at least shit on these sensibilities. But the Orioles become the first professional sports team to wear Braille jerseys. So it shows that where it would normally say Orioles on the front of their jerseys and their name on the back, it's just a series of dots, in which case would be translated into Braille, right? So apparently it's one of those things that they're doing, I guess, to attract or to be on the news or be relevant, because the Orioles fucking suck and have for a while now. But also, if I'm trying to be pragmatic about this whole thing, they can't see that.
They can't see that.
Come on, man. Who is this for? Who is this for?
Who? They're John Cena.
Where? Oh my God.
Listen, man. This is the Orioles fucking just beating off into a ceiling fan and going, yeah, we're progressive. Yeah, look at us. We care. Who needs this kind of awareness?
That's like giving out.
Do people not know that there's blind people?
You know what it is? That's like giving out free iPods to deaf people.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what this is. You want Deaf Day, free iPods. Wait, what? It doesn't make any sense.
Or you see a deaf guy walking down the street with a Metallica shirt on, and you're just like, how do you know you like him?
Wow.
Damn.
I'm just saying. Can we talk?
Is this not what we're about, son?
I'm just saying.
Dude, he's not wrong. And you know what? I agree, because when Josie brought this to our attention before the podcast, and my immediate reaction was like,
what?
Why? Who's gonna see this?
And not only that, but the Braille is just, it's just screen printed on. It's not even raised.
It's not even raised.
So if a blind guy were to go up to said players,
they're still not gonna know.
Even if they feel their jersey.
Yeah, like it's not like bumped up. You know what I mean?
So this is a straight fail.
I'm just saying
Orioles.
they totally could if they wanted to, but they got
should have.
not only were the none of this make any sense, but then they just got lazy.
Yeah. Well, okay, I can just see the marketing guy. Hey, I got a great idea for a day. We're gonna have Braille Day. Oh, Braille Day. So we're just
I'm listening.
Yeah, Braille Day.
He's gonna be like, when's the last time we did anything for some deaf people? They're like, huh, all right, let's do it.
Or blind people.
Oh, whoops.
Slip of the tongue.
Yeah, that's the one market that they haven't tapped, because they can't watch TV. They can't. I mean, if they go to a game, they just got to be told what's going on.
I gotta be a dick, dude.
I'm just saying.
It does not make sense. It is not practical, and it is not logical. What logic is this?
I don't know.
The blind people are really going to love these Braille jerseys. Are they going to have bumps on them? No, of course not. Why are we going to have bumps on our jerseys? That just doesn't make any sense.
It's going to weigh the players down.
It's going to weigh the play. Because that is the brick in the logic. That's what's wrong with this whole scenario.
Right. And footnote and sidebar, Foo. I'm just saying, kind of wins every argument. It works every time. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. How powerful is that?
Yeah, very powerful, because it just gets people to either laugh or shut up.
Yeah.
No response. Did you hear about Vladdy Guerrero Jr. finally making his MLB debut for the Toronto Blue Jays?
I sure did.
Vladimir Guerrero's son is a Blue Jay starter, and he actually started it off pretty well with a on-base double to set up the game-winning run for the Blue Jays the other day in their last game. And he looks like he's going to be badass. I kept calling it last year. They should have brought him up, and I called it this year I talked to this buddy, this FedEx guy that always comes around. Me and him just talk baseball. And I told him how the Angels should just move, should just get the fuck out of town.
Where would they go?
Send them to Seattle. I don't care. Do whatever they want. Just get out of LA.
Take the trash out.
Take the trash out, man. I told them they're gonna ruin Mike Trout. And he's just like, "Wow, man! You guys can't do shit. You guys have no fucking no."
They're gonna waste
pitching.
his whole career.
Yeah, 100%.
And also, if Angels home game wasn't wide enough, let's take him to Seattle.
Yeah, right. Get out of town.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Yeah. But I told him, I remember telling him that, mark my words, Vladimir Guerrero is going to be called up. He'll win Rookie of the Year this year. And he's just like, you're full of shit, man. And look at me now, man. Look at me now. I'm gonna
To be fair, he only had his first hit, so let's just chill.
He's gonna be badass, dude. Just watch. You just watch.
Josh is putting high money on this.
I'm out on a ledge.
High money though?
High money, of course. I'm just saying. Fu, you got anything you want to bring up?
No, that's pretty much all the sports. God damn it, Raiders, you sons of bitches.
You done it again.
Yeah, did it again, Raiders.
Also, an interesting topic came up for the Fantasy Football League. In the chat, by the way, they're begging for you to come back.
To what?
To the WhatsApp chat.
Oh, begging?
They're begging for you to come back.
What are they saying?
They really miss you.
What's going on right now?
We have a WhatsApp chat for fantasy football. I left.
And the Rams fans get out of control.
They get out of control. I left because they annoyed me so much with some of the shit. But I mean, to be fair, I did talk a lot of shit myself, and threw
Isn't
a
that
lot
what
out
it's
there.
designed to do?
I mean, dude, I was on fire in that entire chat. Like, these old men loved it because I just called them out on everything. even Yantas, man, that guy, I don't hold anything back with him. He may be in a wheelchair, but he is handy-capable. Trust me, people. Trust me.
Okay.
Whoa. Well, there it is.
Well, we'll have a separate discussion on this chat.
But anyways, they were bringing up that they're making fun of me that I have to keep my name. And I was just like, who the fuck said I have to keep my name?
What's your name on there?
Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, dude, you have to.
No, I don't.
You won a championship.
It's
it's
too.
on.
He's one of the buffoons. Saying
Well,
I
you're
have
defending
to.
the championship.
He's
are you
defending.
not?
It's on. His name is on the championship trophy. So if this asshole has a different name every time he wins a fucking championship, oh hell no, no, you done.
Just because no one else has done it, now they're all jelly foo.
Don't you dare, man.
Look at all these fucking peanut butter and jelly donut motherfuckers.
You're part of the problem, sir. You are part of the problem.
Stupid.
So this will be the hot debate going forward as I search for my new team name.
Hey, all right. So if I listen, man, I rarely disagree with you, right?
Yeah. Okay.
But I gotta say, you gotta defend this next season with that name.
How?
You gotta defend your championship.
So the name defends it?
Well,
I just gotta let the name take...
is
a championship
the
team.
championship team.
It's like saying if the fucking...
You got to hang on to it just for one more season at least.
So if the Raiders win a Super Bowl next year, they can go in as the Golden Knights or some bullshit name?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
But they're not going to because it's a great logo.
Anyways,
exactly.
It's a great clothing line.
It's a great logo.
Yeah. Anyway.
You're Guns N' Roses and you laid your bed, now you sleep in it.
Another buffoon who thinks he knows the
Stop
rules.
complaining that you won.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
There's such a
asshole.
thing as
I'm
a
not
sore
complaining
winner.
that I won. What do you mean?
Come on, man.
I mean, I did though.
Yeah, you did. But come on, man. Just keep using the name. Defend the season with that name. You have to.
I don't have to, but I'll consider it.
Fucking dick, you contrarian motherfucker.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I know you're saying.
Yeah. Lastly, I'll finish off with some good Dodgers news. Vintage Kershaw, man.
Yeah,
he's back at it. They won last night against the Pirates 3-1, and he had 8 strikeouts in 7 innings and gets his first win of the year.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, man, that's a good sign. Please just stay healthy, though, man.
God, for the love of God,
Stay healthy.
Yes.
If you got to sit out a few weeks,
I thought they were going to sit him longer. To be honest,
I thought so too, but I mean, they'll probably just give him a rest in the middle of the year, hopefully, like a little before All-Star break, because we need him for the World Series, man. We need him at tip-top shape. If anything, I'm saying just like for 2 months in the middle, once we've got a good enough lead, just sit him down. Just have him, sit him for like 4 starts, and then boom, bring him back. That's all he needs.
Yeah.
Yep, but we're actually going to be going to the Padres game.
Padres are hosting the Dodgers in San Diego. We're going to hit that up on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
And the day after May the 4th, be with you, and which happens to be Steph's birthday. So we're going to go ahead and celebrate it there and get really drunk.
Yes.
Get really, really drunk.
It's going to be a dope-ass game. It's a 1:00 game, so we're going to get trashed at the game and then continue the party on in Gaslamp.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be very nice.
Good time.
Well, Foos, you guys got anything else you want to bring up?
No, I think that's going to do it, man.
I think that's it. Another one in the books. Thank you all for listening to Foobar Sports. Foobity doobity.